One other feature that I want to point out, for those of you who have special scenarios where there may be additional options that are really important for you whenever you generate bills. One of the most common examples is accounting period. Perhaps for your organization, you need to be able to ensure that every time a bill is generated, that the accounting period is assigned at the same time. Or maybe you have a particular batch naming structure that's really important to one of your external processes. So we've accommodated that through an option that's available in EnergyCap version 7. I'm here in the chargebacks module, and if I click on the module menu here at the top, you'll see that there's a setting here for chargeback workflow. This screen shares the same settings that are used when you do manual bill entry. Any field that your organization has determined is important for you to show during bill entry can be shown when you run the chargeback processor. When you click this box right here, allow editing batch and bill header data when running chargebacks, it's like a master switch. And what that does is it says anytime from now on, whenever the chargeback engine is run within this database, prompt me so that I can override the default settings of the chargeback engine. Let's see what that looks like. So you'll notice in this database, accounting period is important. It's been enabled for manual bill entry. So let's come back into our workflow. And to show you how easy it is to roll back steps, I'm going to roll back a couple steps here. Reverse step number 5. I'm going to reverse step number 4. Let's go ahead and run. We'll go back one more. We'll reverse step number 3. So now that that switch has been turned on, whether I'm using workflow or I'm running the chargeback engine from some other part of the application, I now get a dialog. This dialog is asking me, what do you want to name the batch? We've automatically populated it with the same format that we use everywhere else. So if the only thing you really care about is accounting period, you can just skip over that. But if batch name is important to you, you can override it. If you are generating bills from scratch, let's say the scenario where I have given EnergyCap a fixed use and a fixed cost, as an example. The way the chargeback engine works with bill calculations is when you run that for the month of May, we will automatically generate that bill with a start date of May 1st and an end date of June 1st. So it completely covers the billing period that you are asking us to generate a bill for. Now, if you're using sub-meter readings, we'll use the actual readings from your sub-meters, but in some cases, we don't have a date. So we're using the beginning of the billing period and the end of the billing period to cover that entire billing period when we generate a bill. Maybe that doesn't work for your organization. For some reason, you need to specify, create this bill with a start date of X and end the bill with an end date of X. Okay? You have that ability here. If you don't supply start or end, we'll use the first of the month. But if you prefer to override, you can enter those values here, and the bills that are generated with this next run of the chargeback engine will use the dates that you've told us about. Remember, accounting period was turned on in this database. So now, accounting period is available, and I can select that here, and all of the bills generated by the chargeback engine as part of this run will inherit these settings. All of these settings, the accounting period, will flow down to all of the bills that are created. So if we jump over to that meter and we look at the bill that was generated, Here it is in the middle. The accounting period has been set on that bill. Now, if I'm running a step that's a bill split, you're going to get a smaller screen. When we're splitting a bill, you don't need to provide any dates to us. We know the start and end date of that bill you're splitting. So start date, end date, all that disappears. And instead, all you'll see is the remaining fields that you had selected for manual bill entry. Those are available here. So I can still set my accounting period, but I don't have to worry about setting a start and end date. So again, when you're splitting bills, some of those options go away because they would be ignored anyway. When you're using bill calculation, you'll see more options available on the screen. And it doesn't matter if I run from the workflow or if I run the chargeback engine from any other part of the system. For instance, I have these bills that are ready to split. If I were to run the chargeback engine from here, I also get prompted. So that master switch turns it on for every run of the chargeback engine in your database.